Notre Dame explodes in the fourth quarter to take down rival USC in the Coliseum and punch their ticket to a home college football playoff game.
By Samosa, inside the 20, inside the 10, he's going in! Notre Dame has scored!
Go!
You will be that driving force to motivate those coaches and those players to beat Southern Cal.
Notre Dame is relevant again.
The 20, the 10, five rocket touchdown.
Notre Dame is number one.
It's a game of who's going to flinch first. We know that isn't going to be Notre Dame.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Landon Traylor with Dylan Kearns, Logan Traylor, and John Richards. The Irish defeat the Trojans 49-35 in the LA Memorial Coliseum in kind of a weird ball game. I kind of want to label it the term shootout, quite frankly, which we don't see that much with our defense.
Branch waiting on the other end. Oh, it's going to be a fake and a throw. And a man open is Evans, and he's got it. Fake punt works all the way to the 49-yard line. Now Leonard back to work. Little screen pass to Love. Jeremiah Love with a hurdle.
Man.
20, 15. Blasting his way down around the 6-yard line. He has done that all year long. Leonard to the end zone. Got it. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Eli Raritan.
Good more, he did.
Price. And Price off to the races. Jadarian Price with a blocker in front down the sideline. Touchdown, Notre Dame. 36 yards on the rush. 100 on 8 carries. That ain't bad. Riley Leonard loading, firing, end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Mitchell Evans.
JR, immediate thoughts from Saturday's ball game.
Great job. Way to persevere. Way to stick with it. Hard-earned rivalry win on the road where a lot of other things were going on at a lot of different places. We hung in there. We solidified our spot. Good job, coaches. Great job, players.
Took down Trojan Man, and he is exactly right. A lot of wacky stuff happened on this college football rivalry weekend. We avoided that. As we have all season long after the NIU loss, we have avoided because a lot of top 10 teams have gone down since that loss. So with that being said, Logan, takeaways from that ball game on Saturday in LA.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off of JR. It was good to see the response to adversity. Haven't been in that position in a while. It was good to see our offense make plays when they needed to most. You know, defensively, we weren't great, but we knew going in that really this USC team had an offense that is elite. You know, in the past 2-3 years that Lincoln Riley's been there, it's been the defense holding them back. So you know that offense was going to be high-powered, was going to make big plays. Our defense figured that out, obviously, and they have some stuff that they need to work on, which is good, knowing that before the playoff rather than finding that out during the playoff. So they still made plays, you know, 2 pick sixes you can't really complain about. They made plays when it mattered most. And, you know, like JR had said, the coaching's been phenomenal since the NIU game. And for these guys to stick together and continue their pursuit of making the playoff after, you know, it kind of looked, you know, bad after that NIU game. You didn't know what to expect. To go 11-1 and in a crazy year of college football, one of the best years in my opinion. It's awesome to have, you know, Notre Dame in there, and it's awesome to be a Notre Dame fan currently.
Yeah, currently. This is one of the best years in college football. Quite frankly, this is 2007 level of college football, if you guys remember that wacky year. Dylan, takeaways from the Trojan beatdown in LA.
Yeah, I was glad to finally see QB1 throw a pass. Shout out to Tyler Buckner. No, outside of that. No, I mean, look at it, boys. Like, sure, the defense, there was some concern there because they finally faced athletes for the first time in a couple weeks. There's definitely something to fix there. And I love the ability to run the football. That's who we are. We don't care what lineman's in the game. We don't care who we lost all year on that line. We're going to run the ball. We're Notre Dame, and you're not. Stop us. You can't, because you've seen 3 different people score rushing touchdowns. Leonard, Price, Love. They all had about 12 carries. Love with 1 more. Almost 100 for him, 111 for the other one. Just averaging, just pounding the ball on the ground. I love to see. What did I say in one of my preview takeaways or whatever the hell it is? Mitchell Evans wanted him to get involved, and look what we got. We got 5 for 50 plus and a touchdown. Guy was all over the place. Use him. Notre Dame has been historically sound with tight end usage, and he's one of the next ones that's just right there ready to go. And how about Christian Gray? Guy gets cooked all game, steps up, makes a play at the right time. Go Irish.
Absolutely. Riley Leonard went 17 for 22, another accurate game, 2 touchdowns. He did throw an interception. He had 12 carries for 50 yards and a touchdown. That interception was kind of wacky a little bit.
Riley Leonard, pressure coming from behind, going deep, and it's intercepted. Threw it right to the defensive back coming the other way. And it's John Humphrey still going. Humphrey. And there's the big turnover that USC's defense was looking for, as Gary said.
And there was also another turnover for the Irish on this wacky play.
The last day in November. Notre Dame with a 7-0 lead. Leonard to throw complete. Oh, the ball popped in the air. USC's got it.
Just ball popped out and went sky high, and we lost the ball. Jeremiah Love, 13 carries, 99 yards, hurdling over people, running over people, keeping the pile going. He had a touchdown. Excuse me. He was injured, however, after the stellar performance. We have about 3 weeks to get him healthy, though, because damn it, we're going to need him for the college football playoff. But this guy, he has elite talent, and I've loved watching him all year. He's 12 for 12 on rushing touchdowns this year in his games. 3 weeks to get him healthy, which is huge. That's why, quite frankly, I'm damn glad we don't play in a conference, because this is a glorified bye week for Notre Dame. Nonetheless, Jadarian Price stepped in when he needed to. 12 carries, 111 yards, 1 touchdown. 8 different receivers with receptions for Notre Dame. And then, of course, Xavier Watts with a late pick 6 for Notre Dame to make it a 21-point ball game. And as Dylan mentioned, Christian Gray, he had a rough day all day long. He got picked on all day long. He had a couple penalties. Just wasn't his day. He made up for it with a huge pick 6. USC had it in the red zone at the 10-yard line. They were ready to score and tie the game, and Christian Gray said, "Gimme my damn ball." Took it 99 yards to the house. We broke 2 records on the same day, 99-yard return and a 100-yard return. Watts and Gray. Jaden Maeva, the USC quarterback, who we turned into a Heisman candidate, 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. The Trojans put up 197 rush yards on the Irish, and quite frankly, this was the worst defensive game that I've seen in a while from Notre Dame. They got burnt on the ends. They got burnt in the secondary. Rush game with Woody Hayes. I mean, it just it was interesting to see, none the least, Logan.
Yeah, I mean, it's still crazy to think, kind of off track here, but it's so crazy to think of, you lose to NIU. I remember us talking like, what does this mean from a program standpoint? And now today we're sitting here 11-1. If I would have told you that we would go on 11-1, including myself, I would have called myself crazy. I think you guys would have done the same. I think we have a really good football coach now. I don't know if we have an elite football coach just yet, but we have a really good football coach. And
he's matured.
Going into the playoff, I feel confident that we know who we are. And some of these teams, Ohio State, for example, maybe doesn't know, who they truly are. And we have an identity. And the fact that we were able to figure out who we were with less, honestly, with some of our better players being hurt throughout the year, losing, Benji and our defense still responding. It's a testament to everybody involved and moving forward. You feel a different momentum than you have even when Notre Dame's been doing well and competing and getting in the playoff. You have a different feeling this year just going in and knowing what we need to do. And that's the thing. I don't think there's a lot of teams playing better than us, maybe with the exception of, an Oregon or a Texas. I would like to say we're probably right there with them with how we're playing.
Absolutely. I strongly believe Notre Dame is one of the three best teams in the country. I think Oregon, obviously, number one, Texas is number two, and then right there at number three, I think Notre Dame here on this very date, December 2nd, 2024. JR, we still can't kick field goals, my man, and that's going to be a problem in the playoff because if you have Brad Nessler saying this should be an easy kick and then he just absolutely doinks it off of the goalpost, we got issues, my friend.
We do have issues. That could have come back to haunt us. I don't know how we're going to figure it out either, too. Like Logan has mentioned before, I don't know if you can coach your way through an injury necessarily. You can mitigate it a little bit by how you play on the other side of the ball and, how you attack, the space on the field. But yeah, we're in trouble there. And you see, we're very aggressive. In other parts of our special teams phases. I do want to go back to the defense a little bit, though. You guys, they were gassed. They've put in a lot of physicality, a lot of travel over the last couple of weeks. They've carried us all season long. We have a ton of guys out who started the season, who are now hurt. KVA's out. Howard Cross is out. Mickey's gone. Morrison's out. I thought Gray actually had a very good first quarter. After that, it got a little shaky. We had to hold on a little bit, but he came through in the end. But it was nice to see the offense step up and kind of carry the defense as a complementary, because the defense, quite honestly, you guys, they've been carrying us all year long until the offense caught up to us. And it's nice that it's happened. But yeah, we got to catch up with special teams. I like the creativity we do to try to kind of make up for it in the aggressive mentality we have. But I mean, I don't know. Jeter, Yoakum. I don't know. We got a couple weeks to figure it out. And another thing, I think Notre Dame all along has been playing chess and not checkers. If we can secure that 5 seed, we're going to play the 12, and then we're going to play the 4 if we win. So that's the easiest path. Our guys knew it all along. Kudos to them for taking the glorified bye and not penalizing ourselves for playing in a meaningless conference championship game. Great job, athletic department, leadership, everybody involved there.
Well said. Well said. Guys stepped up when they needed to in this ball game, and they made plays when it mattered. And I think that's what's important. You're exactly right. The offense finally giving the defense some help here. It's been our defense all year long, and it was nice to see our offense complementing our defense once. First time in a while that's happened. But now, as JR mentioned, we sit back, we get healthy, we rest, we relax. We might have a few beverages, if you will, and we wait. We wait now for 3 weeks. For next Sunday is the selection Sunday, and then we play December 20th or 21st at Notre Dame Stadium, which is going to be awesome to be there in that type of environment. Can't wait for that. We'll move into our Week 14 recap in college football. A weekend of fights, upsets, planting the flags being thrown. My goodness. We'll start on Thanksgiving night. Memphis upsets Tulane on Thanksgiving night, and that officially eliminates the American Athletic Conference from playoff contention. Regardless if Tulane or Army wins that title, UNLV or Boise State is obviously ranked higher than them, which means the Mountain West gets that automatic bid to the college football playoff for the group of 5. Georgia survives an 8 overtimes against Georgia Tech, 44-42. Some controversial calls down the line, I will say. I think Kirby might have made a phone call at halftime and he was down 17-0. They missed a targeting call. They hammered Georgia Tech for pass interference. It was just wacky. I'm not one to blame referees, but they definitely played a big part in that ball game. Right, exactly. No holding on that big touchdown play. So definitely some fishy stuff going down there in Athens and the SEC. Colorado hands Oklahoma State its ninth straight loss to end the season, 52-0. The Buffaloes, however, are eliminated from playoff contention. No Big 12 champion for them. Michigan stuns Ohio State 13-10 for the fourth straight season. Dylan Kearns called that ball game. He said Michigan, it's cold. Michigan's going to want it a little bit more. And folks, Ohio State has issues. You know what? I got to say something. Ryan Day, Lou Holtz was right. Lou Holtz was right about everything he said. Your team is not physical. You're not a good football team, and you are not a good football coach. Plain and simple. Plain and simple, Dylan. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely one of those upsets that probably the upset of the year, I think. You know, you look at it all with the whole scandal and everything else that was going on with the Michigan side. I know a lot of Ohio State fans want to blame that on the many years that they lost the last 2 years, but no scandal this time. You lost to a quarterback that threw for under 100 yards and threw 2 picks, gifted you a couple. And, you know, if Ohio State meets Notre Dame in the first round, I don't think any of us can kick. It might be 0-0. So that would be something to watch. But anyway, yeah, that was definitely one of those games that came down to it. I said low scoring. I didn't like that Ohio State lost their center, McLaughlin. I didn't like that they lost a couple people on their line. And once again, you talk about the physicality. This is what happens with Ohio State. Ryan Day's so in his own head that he believes that they had to run the ball to win the game. And he tried establishing it on every single drive, and they couldn't do anything with it. He wants to win by saying he's the more physical team instead of just win the game. Throw your pride out the window and beat Michigan, dumbass.
Right. Statistically, it's astonishing. Statistically, Michigan has one of the best rush defenses in the country, and Ryan Day wanted to be, I would say, maybe a little arrogant, saying, you know what, we're going to run the ball on you. You have a great quarterback. Will Howard's a phenomenal quarterback. He was underutilized in that ball game, 100%. And instead, they are now sitting here at 10-2. No Big Ten championship for Ohio State. They could be coming to South Bend. JR mentioned, let's hope we put 11 guys on the field this time around, but that place will be rocking if we get 0 State in our place. I would love to see that. Another team, go ahead.
0 State.
Yeah, by 1 point. So I don't think they won't be penalized too much for losing to Michigan. I moved them down quite a bit in my polls, though. South Carolina knocks off Clemson 17-14. South Carolina needs some help, but the Gamecocks could find themselves sitting in the college football playoff come this Tuesday, wait for chaos to happen, and then still get in next Sunday, December 8th. Dylan, you raised your hand. You got a question?
Yes. Did you see that our game's on a Friday?
Is it?
Friday the 20th.
Is it? Is that official?
Yeah, that's what it shows on TickPick. Times to be announced, but Friday the 20th is what it shows.
Interesting. I don't know how they know that when we haven't even been seated yet, so take that with a grain of salt. Penn State rolls Maryland to clinch the Big Ten championship. Another team I would love to see is Tickle Me Sandusky. Syracuse shocks Miami 42-38. The ACC is now a one-bid conference in the college football playoff. You have Clemson going head-to-head with SMU, and the winner goes to the ACC champion. The winner goes to the college football playoff. No excuses here for SMU. I don't think Clemson's a really good football team, and I do think SMU is a good football team. Clemson, obviously, to the ACC title because of Syracuse beating Miami. Alabama beats Auburn 28-14. I'm just still not sold on the Tide. They don't impress me like they used to. Indiana shuts out Purdue 66-0. The Boilers finish 1-11, and they have fired Ryan Walters after just 2 seasons at the helm in West Lafayette. Florida beats FSU 31-11. They try to plant the flag at midfield, and Mike Norvell is not having it. He takes the flag, he throws it. He doesn't shake Billy Napier's hand. You're throwing my flag. Get out of here. Get out of here. We just kicked your ass on your own home field, and you're going to try to fight me and my team? Get out of here. Free shoe you, baby. And lastly, Texas dominates Texas A&M 17-7 in Kyle Field. Some controversial play call. A controversial play call in that ball game. They had it at the goal line. They could not punch it in. It's 17-7, and instead of going for the field goal and putting your defense back out on there, I don't know. Elko decides to go for it at the goal line, gets stopped, and loses 17-7. You could kick a field goal, make it a one-score game, get a stop, and then go down there and score a touchdown if you need to. But instead, they got greedy. They went for it. They didn't get it. They got stuffed. They got dominated on the road at home, and that is that. And lastly, here, Neil Brown, West Virginia football head coach, has been fired. So Purdue and West Virginia jobs are open. We got JR in the running for both of those jobs. We might see JR to Purdue or JR to West Virginia there. He is in the running. A rumored candidate is John Richards, I hear. Before we get out of here, we want a bit of very good farewell to our friend here, Dylan Kearns. Unfortunately, not going to be able to join us throughout the remainder of the season. Dylan, best of luck to you. We appreciate everything you've done, and we hope to see you back here next fall to talk about some Notre Dame football.
Thank you, sir. I'll tell you what. If Notre Dame makes a deep, deep run, like we get ourselves to the semifinals and the national championship, I will move mountains in order to come onto this show. So we'll make sure that everything happens. But yeah, I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. This is like what Logan said a couple weeks ago. Or no, it was what you said on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
This is the highlight of the week. It's what we look forward to. So a lot of fun. Unfortunately, scheduling is not the greatest. It would just be a real tough one in terms of work-life balance in order to make this work. So appreciate everything. You guys are the best. I love this show so much. Even though my picks sucked, at least I'm officially eliminated before we continue rolling with these damn things. But hey, I won the week, and I want to throw that out there. First time in a long time that I actually won a week. So appreciate it, boys. It's been a ride.
It has been a hell of a 4 years for you, my friend.
Congratulations, Dylan. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yep.
Hello.
Shalom, Dylan. All right, folks. JR, Logan, and I are back tomorrow for a regular season recap, and we're going to be picking the conference championship games that are on this upcoming Friday and Saturday. It's here, folks. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty stuff of the college football season. We'll see you tomorrow, and go Irish.